That was mainly it. Like I got in trouble a lot for like looking up porn and shit on my mom's phone, trying to clear the browser and shit. But then she called me. She's like, "Why is you looking up big black juicy asses?"
I can imagine Keisha saying that.
And I was like, but as a kid. Welcome back to another episode of Awkward Thinking. I am Nas, aka Stacks.
I'm Vince.
This your boy Real.
And we are the Awkward Thinkers. It is episode 4. How y'all feeling, man? This is off the cuff. You know?
Things are picking up.
We came far.
Yes, we came far, you know. It had 8 episodes unreleased.
Man,
but
damn near.
probably more.
Okay, all right. So listen, today's topic is about sexualization. And I know, you know, it's not really the uncle who touched you, it's the uncle who exposed you kind of thing, or not even what exposed you early on into sex. So Vince is going to give us a little bit more detail on what sexualization is for real, so we can get some real knowledge.
Sexualization is really just to make anything sexual. It's like whatever you do or whatever, it's like it becomes sexual. And it could be, you can be the one to sexualize it, or it can be somebody else. And it don't always, what you doing don't always have to be something that's sexual. Like the activity you doing or whatever you're doing doesn't necessarily have to be sexual, but someone else can come around, see it and make it into something sexual or perceive it as sexual. And that's what sexualization is.
Okay. So what was the question you had for us that you was going to give to us, the all around?
Okay, so we just heard about the Superman son thing, right? Mm-hmm. About his son coming out as bisexual and everything. And we just seen, I guess, the first picture of the comic book.
He's bisexual?
Yeah.
I thought he was just...
Nah, he's bisexual.
Okay.
Does that make a difference to you?
I mean, it doesn't, but it's just like, as a kid, I don't give a fuck about
their sexuality.
Yes, like I don't think that needs to be explained in a comic book.
But it's not about like a little boy asking why he doesn't see it, but it's more so like growing up, you'll notice like, oh shit, I didn't see myself in cartoons. I didn't see myself.
But that's you're identifying race, not identifying like
race
sexuality.
But that's because my sexuality has already been on TV, so it's like I know I don't need it because it's already there.
Okay, so now that circles back to my next question of when we were talking about the kids and the cartoons and the sexuality and identifying. So at what age did you feel like, all right, well, this means boy and girl, and that means yes, and boy and boy is wrong, or whatever? Well, not wrong in a sense, but like, you understand my question or no?
Kind of like when,
like what age did you
because
become aware of like
of the sexual, because I feel like it's being presented so early that it's like I wasn't paying attention. So why do I need to be plugged in so much? I don't need to see.
It was all over though. Like you got to think like heterosexual identity, whatever. It's all over already. It was all over. So it wasn't like something that you just saw and was like, it was not out the normal to you because it was normalized. It's not like, as a kid, that's like I told you, in kindergarten, you can have a crush in kindergarten. You come home, you tell your people you got a crush. Everybody's going to think it's cute. Like, and it's not
all the time though, but like, cause some parents don't want that, and that's early.
Cool. That's cool. But just cause you have a crush doesn't mean it's sexualized. I think, and that's the other thing. It's not necessarily sexualized just because you have a crush. Like you can have a crush without things having to be sexual. Oh, I like this person, or I know I like this person, which doesn't make it like, oh, I like this person, which turns into I want to have sex with that person. It doesn't. It's like I said, it's kindergarten. It's cute. It's like, oh,
but
y'all
in
are innocent.
Kindergarten, I don't think anybody is like. I mean, I don't know, but in kindergarten, I just didn't think like, oh, I would like this girl in kindergarten or some shit like that. I mean, I did have crushes in kindergarten, but it's just like I'm not in the essence
You're
of
not
watching
thinking about sex, but I think
in the essence of watching a fucking cartoon. I'm not worried about if the Ninja Turtles has a fucking crush on one of the fucking women that's on the show. You feel me?
Y'all had crushes in kindergarten.
Everybody
Yeah, I
did.
mean, yeah.
I feel like
In
everybody
kindergarten,
had
Yes.
crushes.
It's
You could think back to you liking a girl
Yeah.
in
Yes.
kindergarten.
My first kindergarten crush was Kimani.
My kindergarten. I think her name was like Simone.
I think
or something like
y'all
that.
were overly exposed.
And I do too. And
That's kind of OD.
That's our other thing is like, when were we overexposed to it?
Yeah.
I don't think-
'Cause kindergarten is like young as hell, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for me
In
to
kindergarten, you're like, what, like 4?
no,
Five.
five.
I was 6, I think,
I
in
was
kindergarten.
I was 5.
6 is like first grade.
Yeah.
I
Well,
started school late.
You were like,
he's being dead. The funny thing is, he's being dead fucking serious. Vince.
oh.
Yeah, I started when I was 6.
That's the thing.
But yeah, like 4? It's 4, right? Kindergarten?
No,
No,
you have to be
pre-K is
5.
4.
Pre-K, and then so it's pre-K, first grade, kindergarten. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. 5 is still too young to have like a.
I feel like, yeah, well,
5
yeah.
is young as hell, bro.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I like this girl. Like,
It's
But
not that
when
I
you
like
like
her.
somebody, you know you like somebody. So it's not like a.
okay, maybe
It's like pretty.
Maybe like back then, like now how you remember it, you're thinking like it was like, but back then it was just like, okay, this is my friend.
No,
No, I like that little
I
bit.
thought we were gonna grow up to get married and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
but
how
it
I
was
felt.
never.
5?
At 5.
Yes, but I never thought it was gonna be anything sexual.
Yeah,
That's the
I
thing.
ain't-
There's
like
a
when
difference.
you think of when you have a crush in kindergarten and shit, you ain't thinking like, oh, I'm trying to fuck whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? You thinking like, oh, I want to get married with this person.
It's insane.
I
to
like
think that
this
y'all
person.
even had crushes
it's,
at 5.
but it's not
Did you
like
not?
a.
Oh, you
didn't.
was that kid like, oh, cuties, cutie girls.
I don't think I was like that, but I didn't like anyone. Like I just looked at people. It was like, okay, this is my friend. We're gonna play blocks and
No.
things like that.
I mean,
yes,
because you
but-
shy around that person. You know what it is to like somebody as a kid. Like you,
It's still kids to this day that like other kids without
Yeah.
it being open, like sexually open yet. You feel me? You can fuck, and it proves my fucking point.
No, it
But
proves my point.
It proves his point because like you can look at a cartoon and see that somebody has a crush. Like, all right, Superman does have a crush on Lois Lane. You feel me?
you know
So
that it's there.
it proves his point.
like Harry Potter.
Yeah, yeah, like shit
That's
like
probably
that.
like the most subtle version that
But
I can think of.
That's the thing. I feel like, and again, like we said, this isn't a LGBTQ like bashing episode or nothing like that. But I do think like the LGBTQ community has been victims of sexualization, and that's why there's such a there's such a pause when it comes to their identities becoming characters in TV shows that our kids watch, our nieces and nephews watch, or even stuff that we watch. Because it's not that there's necessarily a problem with this character being gay, bisexual, trans, or whatever. It's more so it's like it becomes sexualized. It's like it's the only way you can show that character instead of like. Like I explained to Nas last night, with cartoon characters, you see them have crushes, but you don't see it go. You don't see like them having to like. You don't see a bedroom scene.
All right, it's cartoons aside because we touched on cartoons. So what was something that named like I was too young to be exposed to this?
Bro. So the first time like I really heard about sex, it was like my brother was like teaching me like, you know, basically like the birds and the bees and shit.
How old were you?
Huh? This was like 4th grade, so I was like
10,
probably
10,
no,
9.
No,
nine.
what the
Nine.
fuck?
Like 9.
In 4th grade?
Yeah, nine.
9. Just because you was like,
I feel like you would have
you were
been
11?
younger. I wasn't. We tried it, but I feel like you would have been younger.
No, you're 9.
In
'Cause-
4th grade?
Yeah.
Because you're 10 in the 5th grade, then 11 in the 7th, 12 in the 8th, and then 13 in the 9th. And then I graduated at 17. Yeah.
All right.
But, yeah, what was I talking about? So yeah, so he basically like was like, yeah, bro, like, you know, you need to start fucking hoes and shit in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
You know, like this nigga gave me condoms.
No, I thought you were in the 4th.
Yeah.
What I say? 9th? Just,
Ninth,
yeah,
yeah.
because we like, went on that verge of shit. But in the 4th grade, like this nigga gave me some fucking condoms and shit, and it was this girl that I had a crush on named Taylor. No, her name was Megan. Her name was Megan. And so she was older than me. But I remember like after having that conversation with him, it made me look at her differently. Like I looked at her in like a sexual way. Yeah, out of lust. Before it was like, okay, this is a cool girl. You know, I want to be. Yeah, I want to be friends with her. And from that moment, it was like every female that I looked at, it was like lust. It wasn't like, not every female, but you know, every female that I had like emotions towards, or like okay, I want. You know, it was lust. It wasn't like, oh, I want to be your friend, or I want to be cool with you. Like if I liked you or felt like. Even teachers, you know, at that point, I'd be like, damn, I'm kind of attracted to her. Like, and I would, you know, like as a kid, like going through puberty and learning about yourself and learning about sex, you'll have like thoughts and shit, you know? Right. And it was like constantly, and like that shit probably go on with like a lot of kids, but that shit can be kind of overwhelming dealing with all those like feelings, and everybody that you see that like look decent is like, or good, is like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like a weird time.
But at least in my family, I know it was a lot of times where it's like older men in my family was just creepy as fuck about sex. Like I just felt like I feel like I was too young to know about sex, like way too young, because I knew about sex like really, really young, but it was because of the older men in my family. Like
what? So what do you think is like an appropriate age then?
I feel like an appropriate. It's not even. I don't even think it's an appropriate age. I feel like there's an appropriate conversation that needs to be had.
Okay.
And I also feel like to some extent, the problem is like you got all these outside people coming to you talking about sex, and sex is, to me, unless you are the kid's parent, don't talk to them about sex. I just feel like that's not your role. So I feel like growing up, there was a lot of uncles, cousins, older cousins and shit. Like he said, brothers, my older brothers was saying shit about sex that in front of us. Like my older brother, I remember him, I was probably, fifth grade. And he showed me this picture of this girl and her titties. Like it was her nude. She sent it to him on a flip phone.
Them pictures is probably pixely as fuck.
Nah, it probably look good. It probably look good
at the time.
Yeah,
so I look at it, but I asked him, like, and he showed it to me in front of my oldest sister, my older cousin, and he was like fucking 16 at the time, and he was like, oh yeah, look, like he showed it to me. I'm like, why you show that to me? Like. And him and my cousin started laughing, and I think what it was is like they were over sexualized. Yeah. So they not seeing like
16, like that isn't old though. 16, you're like 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? He's like damn near. I ain't gonna say your peer, but damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not grown. Like he's still a child.
But he's still at 16. I'm not talking to no little ass kid about fucking. I'm not. And I'm not showing them nudes and shit.
Yeah. And I understand. But like other people would. And like that wouldn't be a problem to like a lot of the world. You know what I'm saying?
But that's because a lot of us been over sexualized.
No, I'm not even, it's wrong. I'm saying just because of like his age and him being 16. Like most 16-year-olds don't have like the thought process to be like, okay, this is wrong. It's like I'm like 16. I just motherfucker just sent me some news.
Bro.
I'm excited. I can't go show my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my little.
But why can't you?
Huh?
I mean, you can't show. It would be nasty to show your father, but why can't you talk about it?
I mean, also like
it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
is it?
I feel like.
I mean, I wouldn't want to have that conversation like with my dad, and then showing my dad like a 16-year-old girl. That's kind of weird.
I mean, yeah, I get that aspect of it, but you don't think showing your little brother the girl's weird?
I'm not saying to me. I'm just saying like if you look at it from other people's point of view, like it kind of makes sense. Because when I was younger, I'm 22 right now, and my nephew, I think, just turned like 17 or like 18. So that's a 4-year difference. You know what I'm saying? But me and him grew up together. Like me and him, I took him to play Ding Dong Ditch. I took him to like we was kicking it together.
Right.
And I did, like we were just kidding, and that was like my, like, you know how like you got a cousin and you always with them, things like that. And then like growing up, it's kind of, you have easier access to your family than you do to like friends and shit. So I was hanging out with him, and like back then, if I was 16, he would have been like 12. I probably wouldn't feel like no type of way showing him like, hey, you know,
look at these titties.
Yeah, like look at these titties.
Look at these chocolate nipples.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't have no problem showing him that, and I probably wouldn't have thought anything wrong with it just because of like
I'm a kid too.
If you think about it, right? I'm 22, you 25. So when I was 16. Or when you were 16, I was 13.
30.
Like, would it be such a bad thing for you to be like, oh, hey, bro, I just got a picture of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, shit.
But if it's your older uncles, like a nigga 50, 40, and showing, hey, young nigga, look at this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I understand.
I do feel uncomfortable as fuck when my granddad or uncles or anybody who's like 50 and up just come to me and talk to me about a girl. And I'm like, nigga, like, you old,
yeah,
bro.
Because it's how you talk about it. I feel like the conversation needs to be appropriate. You need to, if you go talk to me about sex, let it be appropriate. And number one, let us have that relationship first. I had a lot of uncles and cousins try to talk to me about sex in unhealthy ways, and we don't have that relationship for you to even feel comfortable, or for me to feel comfortable enough to open up to you about sex. And I feel like like growing up, that was something that was pushed on niggas at a young age. Especially, I feel like black men, we are expected to have sex at young ages and get that shit out the
all the hoes.
Exactly,
and all
bro. That is what fucked me up when I was younger. Like people pressing me to have hoes, bro. Like, and I feel like it may not be just us as like a black community, but I feel like that's something that ain't really cool. Cause like why can't like it be pushed to be in like a relationship with like one person or you know, things like that, from as long as like I can know, like even now, for as long as I could like remember, everyone around me has always been like, fuck bitches, fuck hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like people like support relationships as you get older, but I feel like the pressure of being like a child and being expected to be having sex with different women and have hoes and shit like that is overwhelming. Like honestly, because I feel like if I wasn't doing it, which I wasn't, and like I kind of felt like a failure in like some aspects, and like transparency, like I didn't become like sexually active until I was like I think 17, 16. But like it was expected from me like at a very young age. And like I would have mental conversations with myself about this shit, like, damn bro, like you haven't lost your virginity yet. This person lost their virginity. Damn, you haven't did this shit. This person, and I would feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? And it just wasn't like a good way to feel. And I can only imagine like how other kids feel about it. And it's like the reality of the matter is, I don't even know how these niggas was having sex at such a young age.
I was at 11.
Like, bro, like
I don't think. Well, okay, so the thing is, I do think it was some niggas having sex at 11, but I think that in the way that it was happening was inappropriate. Like, number one, if you having sex at 11,
like a train wreck?
That's not exactly that, but I just mean at 11 you shouldn't be having sex, man or woman. That's what it is. But I feel like I know a lot of men, especially in my family, who were basically raped by older women. Like, so there's a lot of men that I know who lost their virginities at 12, 13 years old by auntie or by like a family friend or some shit, like an older woman. There's always some creepy ass older woman lurking.
That's kind of crazy.
It is, and I think that adds to it too, because now it's like, I've had it and it's normalized because it's old woman fucking me. So it's like, shit, if she know better than I do, so obviously she know what I'm
right.
Like, I'm supposed to be doing this. So now you go around and now you just a horny ass little 11-year-old because you just got introduced to some pussy, and it's like, it shouldn't have happened.
But my thing is though, and I feel like it's always introduced. It should be introduced. Like, I'm not saying it should be introduced at 11, but it should be, because at this point, it's like you're going through a puberty of a stage where you don't understand. So I feel like 11 is not a bad age
for sex to be introduced, or
like for the conversation.
For the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, for the conversation of sex. But when I remember when I was like 11,
I'm talking about for
12, shit. Like, women in my family would be like, "Oh, you ain't getting your dick wet." Yeah, like it would be women too. So it's not just the niggas.
It's not.
It's women. Oh, you ain't. If you get some pussy, you'll probably be scared. Ooh, up the bam. Yeah,
your face breaking out because you ain't got no pussy.
Right.
Like I've heard that. Like
From a woman?
Yes.
Women, I don't think people realize this, but women be just as bad as men do. Like it just don't get talked about. Like I said, it's a lot of women. Well, you can't ask, but like, ask your homie what's the oldest woman he's been with and at what age he's been with her, and he go tell you a young ass age and an old ass woman. Like that's crazy. Listen, like my neighbor tried to fuck me. My mother's friend, she tried to fuck me, and it was like at the time I was for it, but my mother intervened and stopped it. So it was like,
were you mad at her?
I was pissed off, but no, like I was pissed off.
Miss Rosie,
I was like, she's cock blocking, like
I'm cock blocking my young ass son.
I'm like 16, 17 in high school.
But you know what's crazy? Me hearing 16, 17, I'm like, yeah, right, nigga.
That's not bad though. 16, 17
for a grown woman, yes it is.
Oh
but
yeah,
for a grown woman, it's bad.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about for like it. For a sexual experience to be happening, I was like 17 is a bad age.
I was mad at my mother. I was pissed off. But like as an adult, like growing up, I realized, and this bitch had 3 kids. Like, so it was like I realized like
you was going off to college.
Yeah, I was, and that's what she. Listen,
she got to go
the craziest
college.
thing. I remember I was trying to get into the shower, and like I was upstairs in our bathroom, and I was like in my underwear, I'm about to get into the shower. She knocks on the bathroom door and comes in. Like, mind you, my sister's downstairs and a cousin or some shit is downstairs. She come into the bathroom and she like,
how old was she?
She was like 28, 29. So she like, what she say? She said, Vince, like, I want you. And mind you, this shit, I'm like, a grown woman want me?
What? Oh, bro,
I'm like,
right.
She want me, but I'm like, I need to shower. Like, that was the point of me being in the shower. I'm like, I don't smell good enough to be trying to. I knew it. I'm like, nigga, shower. You got to shower first. And she had made me uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to tell the story and make it seem like this was just something to be happy for. I mean, at the time I was happy, but looking back on it, I realized it was
traumatizing.
Yeah, like, cause it made me like really nervous, and I was like really overwhelmed because I was in the bathroom and she was not trying to leave out. Like she was like really on that with me, and it really like kind of
scared you.
It did. It scared me because it was like, what the fuck? Like I ain't even realize like at that age like I had a decision in this. So it was like my whole thought process was, number one, my family downstairs. Number two, it's like, bitch, I'm trying to shower. Like I was just trying to shower, and it was like she took it.
I'm so confused on where that was inserted.
But I think my sister ended up coming up there and like
beating her ass.
Nah.
What happened?
My sister ended up coming upstairs or some shit. I either was able to kick her out before my sister got upstairs or some shit. But it was just like, nigga, if that was reversed, it was a grown ass man in the bathroom with a little ass, like that would have been terrible. And it was just like,
what social media impacts with being sexualized and stuff like that. I feel like people want to be super freaks, and they go to Twitter and just like either look at the porn, oh yeah, look at this, and retweet this. This is how you should be fucked. This is how instead of treating it to where it is. Because now I feel like with it being over sexualized is going to be, I don't want to say rape culture.
I think over sexualization adds to rape culture.
Okay, then
I feel like shit is still being over sexualized as we're adults. Like like just because like the shit is acceptable because we're older, like I feel like everybody feels like, and then like I feel like the need for everybody thinking of like they need to be in a relationship or have a sexual spouse and things like that throughout their life, that comes from like that too. And that's not the case. Like I feel like being, you know, by yourself and single and like that should be a lot more normalized than like what it is. Like if I go on like Twitter right now, I guarantee you it's like 5 posts of a motherfucking hotel room with roses.
Yeah,
like I guarantee you. Like
that's just how influence works. Like,
but it affects everything because then it adds. It's not even being sexualized, but in the sense of relationships. Now I'm putting pressure because this nigga has provided X, Y, and Z for his woman, and now my girl's looking at me like I can't provide, or this nigga is fucking her with the size of a fucking giant's dick, and she's expecting me to now fuck her with the size of a giant's dick. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
that has.
I agree because I feel like I agree because I feel like with a lot of shit, like eating pussy was not something that was like out in the open a few years ago. Like niggas.
Eating ass.
No, listen,
eating ass probably.
Eating ass has became
10
normal
years ago,
as fuck. You might as well.
Niggas was not on social media like, oh yeah, I'm eating pussy. 10 years ago, niggas.
That's true.
No, niggas.
That's true.
Maybe Philly Twitter was. Instagram was
different. 10 years ago,
Philly different place though. Philly different.
10 years ago, niggas was not out in the open eating pussy because I remember at the time, sucking dick and eating pussy was being shamed on social media. Like it was, she sucked my dick, and I was like, oh, she a hoe, and everybody talking shit about her. Oh, nigga, you ate my pussy. Oh, and then it got to a point where somebody on social media was like, okay, yeah, I ate your pussy, and yeah, you suck my dick. It's sex. That's what we do. We fucking. That's what happened when fucking.
So, do y'all feel like some of that is like still instilled in women and men, like, oh, I'm not eating pussy, oh, I'm not sucking dick. Like, do y'all feel like that's because I've had like situations where I was fucking with like someone, and I feel like they damn near thought if they suck my dick, like I was gonna go and be like, oh, she a hoe, she suck, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's still in place.
Well, of course, everybody have their own little thoughts of like what this person go think after sex. So it's not like that's not surprising. Like,
but I mean, like generally, like do you think a lot of people still be like, yeah, okay, that's kind of, but you think it's moving towards more being like acceptable?
I feel like women,
I feel like everybody just overthinks their own sexual shit. I don't think it's nothing that's like overgeneralized or nothing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Feel like with women, it's like well, first I'm gonna start with men. Men, we think, all right, a bad bitch is fat ass, small waist, nice titties. You feel me? With a woman, she feels as though her nigga has to have a big dick. But in hindsight, in actuality, it's like from a lot of women, big dicks aren't satisfying to them because it hurts them. So it's a lot of that pressure as well for a nigga too. You got to think like, oh, that sex. Oh, my nigga needs to have a big dick. He needs to do this. Or my girl got to have a fat ass, or she got to have a nice titty or some shit like that.
I feel like that is like the initial stages of thinking about it. Like when you initially think about talking to somebody, like before you even realize
you
what
bring
the
up,
fuck
oh, she got a fat ass. Yeah,
you feel me? No, I mean like before you even realize like what the fuck dating is, and before you really start having sex and realize what you're attracted to, like everybody first thing is like, okay, like Lori Harvey type shit. You know what I'm saying? But well, maybe not for you, but you know what I mean. But like Lori Harvey type shit. But in reality, you might be attracted to a motherfucker that look like Summer Walker, and then you might be attracted to another person that's shaped like Beyonce. Then you might be attracted to another motherfucker that look like Kourtney Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I feel like we've been programmed, right?
Women who are like who have ideal figures or who
the same body type.
Please don't disrespect Beyonce.
Way different body than Kourtney and Summer Walker.
It's still shapely
they
women.
Have bodies that a lot of women are taught to aspire to have. So it's like, and a lot of men are taught to like.
Okay,
because some women are built like
but I mean like other people too. Like I don't know any names for someone who got like a regular.
But that says it. Like it.
No, I know people that I like, but the audience wouldn't know them. I'm not about to name people that because I fucked with them. I'm not about to name them. You wouldn't know them.
Wait, like people you fucked with?
Yeah.
Like personally.
Yeah, but I'm saying about celebrities though. But you don't know those celebrities because they're not over sexualized.
No, I wasn't saying celebrities. I get what
does Chloe Bailey have like a shapely body, or she's just
Chloe Bailey?
Yeah, she definitely does.
She does. I think she's another
Coi Leray. There we go. Shit.
Coi Leray. I like figures like that.
I thought you meant the little boy that be coming out with the songs.
No.
The Kid Leray or Leroy or whatever the fuck. I thought y'all was talking about little nigga from TikTok.
I don't know.
Y'all scared me. I thought y'all was telling me something today. I was like, oh, okay. I was
anyway, like Coi Leray. Who else has a
fuck it, Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah used to be bad as fuck. I don't give a. I ain't even gonna say used
It's
to.
about that.
Queen Latifah has grown into a beautiful woman. But Queen Latifah living single. Living single Queen Latifah. Say what you want, but that was a woman. I don't give a fuck. That was a woman. Queen Latifah, bro. Queen Latifah was a woman. Like,
that was a woman.
That's a woman.
That was a woman. Oh my god.
Queen Latifah, if you listening to this,
That's all you needed. Shit. Hey, look. That's like, baby, come home, baby. Come home.
Not with them long ass titties.
Shut up, man. But over-sexualization also leads us into
like this.
it leads us to unreal sexual expectations.
That's what I was getting at right there. Like that's why I said like our initial thought on the shit. Like a girl could be fucking 17, like just about to lose her virginity, and like her thought is, I want a big dick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
what the fuck?
Yeah,
I want a big dick in a bag. That's it.
Yeah.
Not me personally. But just to clarify.
But I think that it has a lot to do with how sex is perceived and everything we listen to. Like going back a little bit to the Superman shit. Like in our TV shows and shit, sex is just like out there. Like even growing up, you watching like shit on ABC Family. The Secret Life of a Teenage American Teenager. No, The Secret Life of American Teenager on ABC Family showed like Shorty was pregnant, and like then it showed them. Everything became so sexual, and it was like, and it's not because she was pregnant that it was sexual. I mean, but it's the show itself. Like the characters were very sexual. I just need to have sex. I gotta have sex. And it's like you see that now. You see sex scenes with kids in them. What fucking show is Riverdale?
I ain't never seen
They
that.
be fucking. But they
Euphoria.
14, 15,
Oh, yeah,
16
Euphoria
in these
was.
shows.
Euphoria.
But that's an adult show though.
But it shouldn't be.
Show high schoolers.
Yeah, it's like,
and that's what be fucking me up about them shows, bro. Because I'd be like, high school was not like this.
It was.
They are in college.
No, people
bro,
were
that's
fucking,
college
but
shit.
it also adds to the influence of it because now I'm in high school. I know these niggas is juniors in high school. I'm supposed to be fucking like that, and it's like it took me a minute to like really watch this shit and realize like these niggas are in high school and they are having a full sex scene. Not like they 18, because 18 is still not shit, but it's like at least 18, my nigga. Come on. They
17.
juniors in high school, sophomores in high school with sex scenes, and it's like you see that in a lot of the shows that we like, the shows that you watch coming up, or at least the ones I watch. I watch the little teen drama shows and shit coming up, and a lot of them had a lot of sexual shit in it, and it was like, nigga, why?
I feel like the whole like. I want to know why they keep choosing to do these type of shows in a high school environment. Because the same effect would be there if they did it. I'm saying, but the same effect would be there if they made these kids being in college.
No, it wasn't.
You don't feel like it?
I feel like you gotta morph the mind of the younger wave. Like we had our wave, so all like even with like Shrek and shit. Like
you're saying like this is what is appealing to the kids now.
You feel me? It's not appealing, but it's that
you got. Look at how we was at our ages where we were coming into porn and shit, and we didn't have access to porn though. We didn't have I think our generation was the first generation to actually have access. I'm sorry, I'm gonna run that back. Our generation was the first generation to have like steady access to porn,
like DVDs.
Not
internet.
even just, but we got internet at some point. But before that, and it wasn't just all around. So coming up, like everybody didn't just have Wi-Fi when Wi-Fi first came out, or internet when the shit first came out. So it's like when you coming up, your little first glimpses of some sex and some little tension is on TV. So it's like you get into that. I know for me that's how it was. It was like I can't watch porn on YouTube. I can't watch porn on this. I don't have access to porn. So I'm basically watching a little porn shit on like some soft porn.
If you had HBO,
yeah. HBO. You watching soft
After
porn
dark.
basically, like on TV.
That was mainly it. Like I got in trouble a lot for like looking up porn and shit on my mom's phone, trying to clear the browser and shit. But then she called me. She's like, "Why is you looking up big black juicy asses?"
I can imagine Keisha saying that.
And I was like, but as a kid, I could get it off and say, I don't know what it is. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not understanding. I had to, and you know, her being not absentee father, but for real, him not being able to like, how do I tell my male son this is what sex is, you know, in some way, shape, or form without it being.
So my question is, what do y'all think is like healthy ways to have that sex conversation and to also kind of introduce your kids to sex?
With that question though, I also, because I had a question that goes along with that.
You cannot pose a question within a question.
No,
right.
it goes with it. So before you say like how you would have that talk, also say like how that talk was given to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I would say is my parents, they spoke freely about sex for the most part. Like they wasn't saying dick and pussy or shit, but like I know we kind of had to have a couple of sex conversations when we were younger. But not in the way of the birds and the bees. This is where it goes and this and that. It was more so just like, I know when my brother ended up going to jail early, or not early, but like at 16 for like a false rape situation. So it was like after that, my mother was really on us and my father about like really instilling into us, especially the boys, like, hey, like when it comes to a woman, you got to respect her body. You need to be really like respectful of it and shit like that. And so those were more so the conversations. And my mother would teach us like, number one, if a woman throwing ass at you for no reason and you ain't like, be cautious of it. Don't just accept pussy because pussy is being thrown your way. That was number one. And number two is always like, everybody has the right to say no at any point. So those were the kind of sex conversations we have versus actual birds and the bees. But I think those were healthy, but I do think it was, because like I said, I feel like I was exposed to a lot of sexual shit way too soon. So I feel like if there would have been like other conversations, a lot of shit would have been able to be like nipped in the bud.
I feel like some healthy like things for that. Even going like, I'm not going far back. I'm just gonna make this to my point. Even with watching shows, I wanted like sex ed. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't in our school. You know, I go to a Catholic school, so that's kind of like forbidden, even though them preachers was touching the boys and shit. But it's more so like, I think sex ed is needed in schools because if things are over sexualized, at least know how to properly protect yourself.
You would rely on the school system to teach you.
No, why do you twist it like that?
No, but I feel like
I'm saying because the question was how would
I?
Yeah, and then he brought up school.
I would say school, but I mean personally,
You don't think you would have a conversation?
I would have a conversation, but the way I am, I'm very open to talk. Not like open, but like open as in me and my mom have conversations like that. So it wouldn't be all right. Well, it would be more of a not explicit conversation, but it would be more of an explicit conversation. Healthy. Yeah, it would be healthy. Yeah. It wouldn't be like, oh, this and that. When I was taught, it wasn't more so like, oh, you take care of a woman. No, you gotta fuck the shit out of her. That's what it was. How I was taught. It wasn't like, oh, this and that. And it was a lot of self teaching. It wasn't more so niggas telling you what to do. It was just more so like, all right, this is porn. This nigga is demolishing the fuck out of this girl. You feel me? And shit, that was usually it.
So like the way that I was taught is my dad has like this thing where to this day, like my dad just wants me to be like this perfect person. And so he showed me a video of these people in Africa. I swear to God, he showed me a video of these people in Africa, and they was all walking around butt booty ass naked.
But I don't think that's bad. Going into it,
and
they was ashy.
Listen, and he had told me, he was like, they have AIDS from having sex.
Oh wow!
Like that was the video, like AIDS in like Africa and shit like that. And like the video was saying how like over sexualized like people in Africa are and how they having sex and things like that. And my dad was like, you can get AIDS from having sex. He showed me the blue waffle shit.
Oh yeah, I hated blue waffle.
Bro, I was so terrified of sex. So even to the point where after I lost my virginity,
you was paranoid as fuck,
bro.
Same.
Like I was so fucking paranoid. Same. Like I lost it to this girl, and like as I'm taking her back to like her house afterwards, this is like the time where I'm transitioning to like go to college, about to become a pharmacist and shit like that. In my mind, you know, I got a lot going for myself and playing football, this, that, and third. And I'm like, did the condom slip off?
Right.
Is this bitch, like, is she pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
And so as we going and as we driving, nigga, I'm telling her shit. I'm like, oh yeah, so after I graduate, honestly, I'm gonna probably just go stay with my mom and work at minimum wage with my uncle's pizza place. Mm-hmm. And just so if she is pregnant, I don't want her. I don't. Yeah, she wanted to abort it. Like this is an ain't shit ass nigga and shit. So I'm like talking bad shit about myself. I'm like, yeah, honestly, I'm not really looking for like to be with nobody because I don't really know. I just think I want to be a hoe and be with a lot of women right now and things like that. And then she over there, she like, oh yeah, that's cool. And I'm like, what? I'm not doing. Yeah, I'm like, bitch, fuck you. And so she get out. And she gave me her fucking number and shit.
You ain't have her number before y'all fucked?
No, I met her, bro.
Met her in the sun.
Yeah,
I wish I never met her.
Hey, real shit. It was like one of those things where I didn't want to be a virgin going into college. Because I was like, say I was to be a virgin going into college and I get into a serious relationship or whatever, and then I lose my virginity, that person was gonna have a different type of hold on me, I feel like, you know. So I just wanted to like lose it to like somebody that I didn't give a fuck about, you know. Okay. Just cause like I feel like with sex comes emotions, bro, especially like the first time. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do it with somebody I don't give a fuck about. I mean, I wouldn't know. This was just my thinking, you know. I ain't no shit. And so as like she giving me her number, I'm typing words in that bitch. Like I'm making it look like I'm typing her number, but I don't want shit to like do with her after this.
Damn.
So I'm like, oh yeah, and she like called me. I'm like, bro, I ain't. I went home, washed my dick for like literally an hour. I was so fucking scared.
And then when you in them settings, you be thinking you got something when you don't really got something.
And I was so paranoid for like 2 weeks. I was like, bro, something happened. Something happened.
You know,
yeah.
blessed.
I was so scared.
Listening to like y'all like describe y'all stories and shit, and not even just y'all, but even with me, I think like a lot of times over sexualization does play a part in like a lot of the scary shit that happens with sex. Like a lot of the shit, like how you just said, it was just fuck the shit out of her. And it's like once you
to this day,
once you get to an age, or I feel like once you get away from that shit and you get like college taught me like, all right, I ain't even gonna say college because I was not doing dumb shit before, but I feel like with over sexualization and shit, you see that shit. Little niggas see that shit on social media. They see people like they see videos of motherfuckers. It led to people getting exposed. Number one, shit like that happen. Niggas thinking it's okay to disrespect, or people thinking it's okay to disrespect other people because y'all have had sex now, and now because we've had sex, I can talk to you however I want. And then it also, I feel like it does lead into rape culture because I feel like for a small few, I would say it's the small few incidents of sexual assault that do take place, I do feel like it's because of over sexualization and more so like in a way of like, okay, I seen this shit in porn and this is all I know. Nobody had a decent conversation with me, so I'm gonna do this shit to you. So I think like or not how many times, but your first time having sex, you probably tried shit from a porno, right? Shit you seen from porn. So it's like, we watch porn and we think, okay, that's how sex is just supposed to be, because nobody has those real conversations with us of, okay, no, like sex doesn't have to be such a rough thing, or sex doesn't have to be such a just a you thing. It's both of y'all. Yeah. So it's like, I think a lot of young niggas start off and they are like really rough with sex, like really like, and think, cause okay, if y'all ever seen like, y'all know, on social media, it was a time where motherfuckers just uploading they shit, exposing people.
Oh, yeah.
And you see like, oh, she running from it. And when you younger, you thinking, okay, she running from it because the shit just that good. But in reality,
shit hurt.
Yeah, the shit hurt. Like, so it's like I think over sexualization has led us to a point where it's like we disrespect our partners to a point where they weren't expecting it, and then it leads to something else. And I think that's how, in those little small cases, it leads to like sexual assault cases. Because you got to look at it like this: like, y'all were expecting to have sex, but you disrespected me through the sex. And I wasn't expecting that, and I did not feel comfortable with that.
Okay. So it's about that time where we leave y'all with a mental note to get through. Where we leave y'all with a mental note to get through the week. So, you know, niggas, what's y'all mental note for the week, man?
All you old ass, trifling ass people, you old ass aunties, uncles, cousins, whatever, stop pushing sex on these fucking kids, bro. Stop being in their ear talking to them about sex. That's some shit that should be left to their parents. Stop encouraging kids to have sex. Stop going to your nephew and thinking like, yeah, me telling him to get some pussy is what's going to bring him out of depression or some shit. Like,
that's some real shit, though.
With these fucking kids, allow these kids to continue to be kids and allow them to grow up as kids. Stop pushing that shit on them, bro.
I just want to say, you don't have to have sex at an early age. You don't have to, feel that pressure. You don't got to fuck a lot of bitches. You ain't got to do none of that shit. All you got to do is do what make you happy. And at the end of the day, that's it, bro. Like, don't be worried about trying to please people and be cool and go brag to your friends about shit, because at the end of the day, that shit do not matter. Like I was like one of the people at the age where I thought like it was cool to take videos of, and shit like that and show your friends, and that shit wasn't cool.
Right.
Looking back on it, you know what I'm saying? But just do what make you happy. You ain't gotta worry about all the other shit.
Mine's is, consent. Heavy on the consent. A lot of those stories that we said, we didn't get taught consent. We had to learn consent. And I'm not saying it as in we was just taking advantage of these young ladies or anything, but that was something that had to be taught, because at first the initial wasn't, oh, you just got to consent. It was just like, she fucking with me. All right, we fucking. You seen what? You know what I mean? It would be with some permission, but it goes a long way with consent. Goes a long way.
Yeah.
And it's for your safety and her safety as well. And lastly, like the thing, don't feel pressure because things ain't looking up, because it might be damaging to that person, to be, having sex that young, and just because they trying to push that initiative on you doesn't mean you have to have it so early as well. So I will leave y'all with this: stay strong, don't consume yourself to, peer pressure. I know is not as easier said than done, but try to push through that, and So with that being said, I'm Nas,
I'm Vince,
and I'm Real.
Thank you for being awkward with us, and we're out.